Today is a special launch of the SABC News' project to commemorate 30 years of South Africa's democracy. The SABC was there to document the unfolding events over the past 3 decades as we laughed, cried, and sometimes were left aghast. Well, Sakina and Oliver are standing by with their guest, but let's first get to Oliver and see who he's going to be chatting to at this point. Oliver, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. We're still coming to you live from the Constitutional Hill out in Braamfontein. Of course, this place, which really is the mecca of justice and freedom in South Africa. As you can see right behind me, the flame of democracy and justice still aflame and reminding us of what we have fought for and what we have to preserve. But speaking of preservation, I want to introduce you to Nolubabalo Memese, who is heading up democracy's education, literacy, justice and constitutional literacy, as well as heritage here at the Constitutional Hill. Nolubabalo, good morning. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I've taken a tour through this place many times before, and every time feels brand new. And I've always wondered why that's the case, but you're the reason why that's the case. Tell us how you put together an educational program, but also how you put and curate and the work the team does to put together the type of content here and the type of experiences here that really rings home for us what was at stake, what was fought for, and what we have to fight to preserve.
Thank you, Oliver. Good morning. Constitution Hill, when we come to work every day, I'm sure it shows. We come to a place that we are passionate about, right? So when we get to work, we don't feel like we're at work. So the team has different aspects to it. There's the heritage part of it, which is the preservation of the site. Then there's people who literally curate temporary exhibitions. That's part of the Creative Hub. There's a team who focuses on the permanent exhibitions. There's a team who is in tourism who runs tours every day from 9 to 5, Monday to Sunday. There's a programming team, which is a team that focuses on the educational aspects of it, that does outreaches. So it's a mixed bag of different people who are passionate about what the site stands for and about constitutionalism.
Tell us about some of the outreach, because you guys find yourself in all parts of the country, places like rural Eastern Cape, remote parts of KZN, Limpopo, Mpumalanga. Talk us through about some of those outreach programs and what it entails.
Okay, so we feel very strongly about the fact that the people who are in Gauteng can interact with the space. Like you say, it's a feeling, right? So there are people who are able to interact, to touch, to see, to feel, to hear. But there are people who never have the opportunity to come here. And we're not talking about people who are affluent, who can afford to book and come and say, I've come on a tour. So we like to actually go in a little combi and go out to those communities. And sometimes we'll package a high school program and we're thinking we're going to pitch it at the high school level. It's just for constitutional literacy in high school. And then the whole community comes. The parents come, the grannies come. And so those trips to us always, we come back feeling actually refreshed and more passionate than when we left.
I received my first copy of the Constitution, the little booklet. I still have it. Around 2009 about. It was during a debating competition run by the Constitutional Hill Institution, which, by the way, was the inaugural one, which my school won, and I was part of that team. And I'm very proud of that booklet that I have. I got actually 2 copies, one in English and one in Setswana that I gave to a friend of mine. Do you guys still do that? Do you still do the constitutional literacy and have the Constitution available to everybody in any language that they want to access it in, and talk through what this document actually is and how people should receive it?
So this is now going to reveal my age, but when I was growing up, on my mom's nightstand, she would have her Bible, her prayer books, and a copy of the Constitution, right? Constitution booklets were at post offices, they were at public institutions, and anyone could get a copy of it. Not so much today. So we actually sometimes rely on private funding to print those booklets, those tiny booklets you speak of. We have a stash that we got printed through private donors. And the beauty of it is I like the fact that it can go into little blazers. Yeah. I've seen kids take it and put it in the blazer. And we did a workshop with the LGBTIQ community, 30 members of the LGBTIQ community. And I said to them, how many of you have held this book in your hand? 2 hands went up. This is a marginalized community that needs to actually have their rights heard, felt, protected. And 2 people out of 30 had held the book in their hand. So we are passionate about having this drive. I spoke to a school, group of educators, 40 in the staff room, and 3 hands went up when I asked how many of you have actually touched it. So what you're saying is something that's very close to my heart, that we need to get these out there, because you can't protect and enforce what you don't know. So we still have those drives, and it's still something that we think is very important.
Nolubabalo, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your work, your sacrifice, and what you guys do here. It truly is an important part of our national program of unity and inclusion and transformation. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.